Hello again and welcome to Paul's Racing Channel and to the Ultimate Racing League. So this is our GR3 Championship from League 1 and this is round 6 coming to you from Italy again, this time from Monza, just north of Milan. So let's take you through the point situation just going into this round 6, this first 30-minute race. So on top of the pile is Thomas still on 175. Wadru's climbed himself into second place on 124. Dyson's there in third in 136. Sorry, that's the other way around. So it's Dyson 136, Wadru 124. And then Inca, point behind on 123. And then Chand in fifth place on 114. So there's your top five. The rest are chasing. It's all pretty close everywhere, really, as you look all the way down the championship table. So that's the point situation there, just quickly. So let's go through the grid going into this first race. So this is Wadru, pole position. We've got Incy in second, Grasshopper in third, Dyson fourth, Thomas in fifth, Jerry sixth, Alex in seventh, Flash in eighth, Chand in ninth, Paul in 10th, Chuck in 11th, Moz 12th, Love Rocket in 13th, and Molson in 14th. Now this is the layout without the first chicane, so they'll be screaming up to the second chicane at about 170 mile an hour, something like that, round about there. So that should be interesting going into that. So let's see, let's get this going. Here we go. Watch those lights go out. And away we go. Blinding start from Wadru, no wheel spin whatsoever, gets away. As I say, they haven't got to stop and slow down here for what would be the first chicane. I'm going to go straight the way round the right hand and out, with the rest piling up into the chicane. Now, so Wadru ahead of these lot as they all come up. It's all going to gather up very close up here. Now, what's going to happen? Is it all through here cleanly? Well, considering you've got 14 cars going through there, not bad at all, really. There's Jerry, and then all pretty clean through there. But Wadru getting away at the front. And this is a fast track, if you don't know it. I'm sure you do. It's pretty iconic. As they come up towards Ascari. Second place here, Thomas and Incy having a little battle. Oh, the camera's on them now. Incy got through on Thomas, so Incy makes that second place his. Wadru's absolutely going for it. Incy though, under pressure from Thomas. So come down to the parabolica, someone's gone off, not sure who that was. That was Chuck. Oh, my goodness me. Not too sure what happened there. But it's passed by Jerry. And Alex falls back to the back there. So then two got through, Alex and Jerry. You can see the incident, but I'm sure that was something for the stewards to have a look at. Paul, I think, is slowed down, so maybe Paul had something to do with it. He's slowing down, is he? Or, well, he's letting Jerry go. He's letting Alex go as well, I believe. Yeah, he is, so he must have had something to do with it there. I think there was them three cars went off. And I think some probably outbroke someone, maybe a bit of lag in there as well, whatever it was. These are the back four. So Paul down to 13th, Chuck in 14th. Wadru though is looking good out front. Incy still holding that second place from Thomas as they head up this long straight now towards the Ascari bends again. It's going to be fast and furious here tonight. Dyson in fourth has made his way through. With Grasshopper in fifth place. Chand in sixth, Flash in seventh, and a bit of a gap back then. So the two AMGs, Love Rocket in eighth, teammate Moz in ninth. So a bit of team work there with the drafting, and Molson in 7th place, trying to get a bit of double slip from them too. So come round the Parabolica and head up over the start and finish. Go forward a little bit and now watch these guys as Dyson's attacking Grasshopper now. Now I've got Dyson. Can he go round the outside? Just wants to sit behind Grasshopper now. Now it's all about getting your braking point right here. Unfortunately, for myself, there's a couple of occasions where I didn't. Although I'm sure that would be looked at, but Grasshopper though still under pressure from Dyson. Chand in 6th, so good little battle here. The 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th, Flashy just off of them, half a second penalty for him. I was quite surprised the incident that we did see the back end of didn't produce a safety car. One wasn't called, presumably, and being that there was 2 or 3 cars off normally, and it was the start of the race as well, the first couple of laps, that would have been normally the situation, but it didn't happen. So fortunate for those guys at the back there. Thomas then under attacking Grasshopper, I should say, as Grasshopper's made his way up to 3rd. Must have been got a bit of slip, and actually Thomas was back to 4th, wasn't? So he's had a moment somewhere, because Incy has taken up that lead from Wadru. So was it Wadru that's made a mistake as well? Was there a coming together between Wadru and Thomas? Quite possibly. Didn't see it on camera, but why is Thomas back down in 4th and Wadru in 2nd? So something must have happened, I guess. But a good battle here. Five cars all fighting it for that podium spot. We're only 6 minutes in, but already people are looking to get as high as possible. Obviously that's the aim of the game. As Wadru's now got a penalty as well, which he's going to have to get rid of here. Just half a second penalty. Won't get. Oh, Incy's had a moment. He's slid it round through Ascari, and he's going to be passed by his teammate. Slid him off, went off wide. So his teammate Grasshopper and Thomas go through. So Grasshopper 2nd, Thomas 3rd. Incy is going to drop in. No, he's going to drop in behind Dyson. I think Dyson's made up to 4th. So Incy back down to 5th then. Just drops in front of Chand. There he is. Flash still there in 7th. Just keeping an eye on all this lot are doing. So there's your top 7. And Love Rocket still in 8th ahead of his teammates. So these 2 are still working well. Close between the AMGs. Molson just coming off the back of them. Oh, bit of smoke there. So obviously there's a little bit of rubbing going on there between Love Rocket Rods and Moz, which of course is allowed, being that they're teammates. They're allowed to give each other a little bit of a bump draft. There's Molson, as I say, in 10th place. All up to 11th. I think Jerry might have had a moment, back down to 12th place. Chuck 13th and Alex all the way back to 14th, so bit of a switch of positions here at the back. So Alex, whatever's happened, is I think he had a moment maybe with Jerry. Again, I'm only guessing, but from what I can remember, Chuck there in 13th. Again in different colour livery here, to the annoyance of some other drivers, or another driver. Jerry in 12th. Paul 11th, sorry. Moz still behind his teammate. In fact, he isn't, because Molson has dropped behind Love Rocket, who's gone through to 8th place, and Molson's had a moment somewhere. And there's Love Rocket, so he's got away from both his teammate and Molson. He's kind of on his own a little bit now. Not that far behind the front group, the front 7, but they are just about going across start to finish now. So he's got a little bit to do to catch up with them. Flash still sitting behind them all. Wadru back up in front again. Grasshopper in second. Here he is, Wadru. A good lead. So he took that half a second penalty. Still managed to get way out in front of the rest. There's Grasshopper, Thomas and Dyson. Grasshopper runs a bit wide. Oh, Dyson's been spun round. I think that might have been in seat. That's caught him. So a moment now through the second chicane, and Molson goes past. Love Rocket might have a bit of it as well, or does he? Well, he has a quick look down the side of Dyson. Didn't work though. Dyson up to 8 from sorry, it was Moz, wasn't it, having a look? Not Love Rocket. Love Rocket's well ahead of these. So Molson and Love Rocket, there he is, has gone through. So up to 7th from Molson, and then Dyson under pressure from Moz, and then in seat behind them in 10th. So they come up right through at Ascari. There's a bit of lag here as well tonight, as well, a bit glitching. It's doesn't look too bad on here, to be fair, but Mars 9th, Itzy 10th, Paul in 11th, trying to get onto the back of this group now. All on the soft tyres, all going for it here in this first 30 minutes, 10 minutes in. Jerry and Chuck is also not far behind Paul, trying their best to get into the slip of each other, but there's a bit of a gap there between them all. Jerry not having the best time in that car this championship. A lot of people struggling with the cars, to be fair, in this championship now, since the new regs have come in. Some have taken it, oh, what's that? And Dyson back to 11th. Paul's gone through to 10th, so Dyson's had a moment now. And then just ahead of them is Moz, still battling with the in-seat, Molson. So Dyson had a moment again through the chicane. Whether it was his own doing or not. He's going to be attacking Paul. He's got some lag going on as Dyson. And here we go, should get into the slip now. Paul should easily get past him down here at the parabolic up the inside. How do you do it? Paul gives him room. Out wide goes Paul. Oh, Moz went out wide as well. Still side by side, Dyson and Paul. So it's a good battle here along here. Dyson's going to have that inside line though, as they come up to the second chicane. In fact, Paul's just dropped in behind him now. Just ahead of them is Moz and Molson, and it's all gathering up a little bit here as Dyson attacks Moz up the inside. Oh, gets some grass, gets them out of shape a little bit. And Moz is there, now going up the inside of Dyson. Oh, and it's all closing up. All slow. Dyson runs a bit wide. Was he a little push there? I think maybe touch from Paul there. I think that's what happened. Paul just stays behind him, acknowledges the fact that he touched him. So Dyson in 10th, didn't lose any spots. Dyson just slowed him down a bit there. Paul didn't go past. Jerry now's caught up as well, and Chuck's in there too, so as I say, it's all gathered up a little bit here, almost halfway through now into this first race. Alex still back down there in 14th, some way back. Struggling here in race 1 is Alex. So what can Chuck do? up to 6th gear, drop it down again, and a 3rd for him, round the parabolica, and now on the power. Try and get onto the back of Jerry if he can. So our leader's getting on, see if he's being put under pressure from Grasshopper. Not at all, no. Audrey coming through. Chicane now. Grasshopper's under pressure from Thomas still. So, fair play to Grasshopper. Still keeping Thomas behind him in 3rd place. It's just how long he can keep him there. Thomas there, putting the pressure all over the back of him at the moment. And Chand is making his way up to 4th, flashing 5th. So Chand slowly making his way up into close to those podium spots. And what can he do? Can he get into them podium spots? As up front, I can see Thomas attacking Grasshopper, but he's on the outside. You can't go side by side through that. Well, you can if you've got the skill to. Now, he's gonna surely have a go at Grasshopper down there. At the parabolica, surely he's just going to pull out now, get that inside line. Grasshopper should give him room. As he made it stick, well, might have been a bit of a touch, but didn't get it done. So still stuck behind Grasshopper. This is just allowing Wadru to pull away even further with these two battling it out side by side as they come through across the start or finish. There's Wadru in the distance. Thomas holding that fastest lap, 1:38.80. Now surely now, he's got that hold straight, that slip there. Now it just pulls that up the inside of Grasshopper, but that's quick that Supra as well. Oh, might have been a little bit of door to door, but all still there. Just eased off a little bit there, still there is Grasshopper, I believe. Oh, runs a bit wide, Thomas. Can he go around the outside? Does just about get it done. Grasshopper had a bit of a moment, there was a slight touch, but Thomas has got it done, up into 2nd place. Now what can you do about chasing down Wadru? Well, Grasshopper's going to try and go with him and stay with him. The Supra's quick enough to, it would seem, especially with the aid of some slip as well there. As I go back to Chand in 4th, who's just slowly being put under a bit of pressure from Flash, who's not that far behind. There he is. Come through Ascari now. Can easily lose it coming out of there, exiting Ascari. If you give it too much, go a bit wide onto that dirty stuff on the right hand side. The back end of your car will go. Incy in 6th, with Love Rocket in 7th. So Love Rocket's again having a good championship here. Consistent championship so far from Love Rocket in that AMG. So come and start lap 11. Incy now with the fastest laps, taking it off of Thomas by 3/10 to 1:38.592. Must have been a bit of slip involved there, possibly, or maybe not. Might not have given him a bit of injustice there. There's Moz, the other AMG, so the two teammates are still together on track, albeit a little bit further apart. Dyson in 9th, he's had a couple of moments. Trying to shake off Molson now, who's in 10th place. Dyson, who, remember, 3rd in the championship, or 2nd actually, I think he might be now, going into this one. And can't get it together at the moment in this race. 9th for him, Molson 10th, and then Jerry in 11th, Chuck in 12th. So they've got past Paul, who's obviously had an off somewhere, dropped back down to 13th place, and then Alex, we know, back there in 14th. Just can't seem to recover coming into these last 10 minutes. So we want to try and get a little bit better next time in the second race. Chuck though is now looking at 11th place off of Jerry. And he's in prime position now to get a bit of slip off, a bit of draft. What can he do? Stick with this and see what happens up here at the chicane. Is he going to make his move up there? Bit of lag there from Jerry. No, Chuck doesn't go for it. Jerry a little bit better through the chicane now. I think Jerry was just Chuck was just a little bit out of line, a little bit out of shape slightly. Just slowed it down, and Jerry's had a moment now, spun it on the exit. It's allowed Paul to go through. So Jerry back to 13th as he tries to get that full GT back on track. And there's Alex coming round. So will Alex get him as well? He will. Just stays to the side, and Jerry goes to the back. So just lost it on the exit of the right-hander. So up to 13th goes Alex. Paul in 12th. Just ahead of him is Chuck in 11th. And then his teammate in 10th, Molson. Back with our leader. And he is certainly leading this. Comes round up towards first chicane. Dyson has just got the fastest lap, another couple of attempts quicker, 1:38.395 now. There's Thomas, who's still under pressure from Grasshopper, who's still got that second place, but Grasshopper's not going away. Sticking to him like a leech, even though he's a Grasshopper. And change his name to URL Leech. Actually, we'll stick with Grasshopper, I think, because he'll have something to say, I'm sure, about changing the name. So, as he has a look. No, sticks behind Thomas there. Remains in third place. So Thomas then. Oh, big glitch there from Thomas. Went from one side of the track to the other there, courtesy of a bit of lag. Grasshopper staying with him. Then Flash up to fourth now, ahead of Chan, so Flash has got past Chan. Chan into fifth place. So what can Chan do about getting the draft off of Flash? Looks like Flash might just have a little bit more pace. But along here, you would think that the big muscle car will outdo the Supra, but looking pretty even. So we see Chan really trying to get onto the back of Flash. He's not going to be close enough up here for an attack at the chicane, so it's not going to happen here. Sliding it through there, Incy in sixth place, trying all he can to get onto the back of them. So we're into the last 7 or 8 minutes now. Dyson up to 7th now, so slowly making his way through with Love Rocket and Moz. Love Rocket back to 8th, and the two AMGs are still stuck together. Literally been almost like this the entire 30 minutes. Dyson pulling away, and what's happened? He must have had an incident. So Dyson back to 9th, so every time he seems to make up a couple of spots, he then drops them. Back to 9th again, so he must have had a moment like Jerry did. That must be the 4GT corner. Both having a moment there, going off. Running a bit wide there as well, Dyson. Now he's under pressure from Molson. Oh, some smoke ahead again. I think that's the teammates working together. Moz up the back of Love Rocket. Olsen's not got Dyson there. And Paul close behind Chuck as well in 11th and 12th place. But let's stick with this, see what Molson can do with the help of Dyson ahead of him. Paul's going to have a look at Chuck's draft as well to see what he can do. So let's see. Does Molson get enough to get it done at the chicane? I don't think he's close enough. Oh, I don't know though. He's going to be, I think he's going to cover it, is Dyson. Difficult with the lag that he's got there. Does have a quick sneaky peek, does Molson, but don't get it done. Let's Paul have a look. Didn't get it done on Chuck, so got through. So Paul up to 11th now. Chuck 12th, but not a great exit from Paul. Chuck had a better one. So what can Chuck do? Can he get that 11th place back off of Paul? Coming into these closing 5 minutes. Molson still behind Dyson, ahead of these two. In fact, Molson's just got off the back of Dyson a bit there as we watch these two coming through Ascari. Oh, Paul runs wide, and that could allow Chuck a chance to get close. And he's there. Paul just trying to get him off his slip there as he comes out. Runs a bit wide, does Paul, loses it. Oh, easy from Chuck then. Just got himself out on the dirty stuff. Did Paul, the back wheel, just had to ease off a little bit, otherwise he was going to lose it completely. Just had to slow down slightly. Don't allow Chuck to go through. And down to 12th goes Paul, up to 11th goes Chuck. Alex in 13th. Still some way back. He's settling for that, and then Jerry at the back there in 14th after his big off. Dyson still holding that fastest lap, 1:38.395, as we go back to our leader. And again, almost a Sunday afternoon drive for him out here. Hasn't really had any, it was close up the top, had a penalty that he had to get rid of near the start, but that was about it. It's about as much action as he's going to get here from Audrew. Absolutely, as you on his own up front. Grasshopper has got back off Thomas though, that second place. And this battle's gone on for quite a few laps, hasn't it? These two going for it, and Grasshopper's now taking advantage and got himself into second place with Thomas in third. So what can Thomas do? He's going to line him up again. Let's see. Another battle in the background. There's Chand all over the back. No, it isn't. I think that's Incy all over the back of Flash. Chand back to 6th place, but Thomas now, let's have a look. Goes up the inside. It's quick through here, flat as they reach up, as I say, up to about 170-ish miles an hour. And it's hard on the brakes. Grasshopper obviously on the inside. What can Thomas do? If he stays there, he's going to be on the inside, just like that. That's how you do it. On the outside, on the inside. Good little switch back. Thomas up to second, Grasshopper third. Good move. There's Flash still under pressure from Incy, but Flash still holding 4th place. Oh, runs a bit wide. In fact, they both do a little bit. Now, what about along here? What can Incy do? Fuel's obviously pretty low now, coming into the last few minutes. Certainly for Flash anyway. Didn't get that done. Incy is quite clean through there. Quite quick through there for Flash. Incy then remains in 5th place. And then we've got Chand in 6th place. Bit on his own now. Love Rocket in 7th. He's dropped his teammate Mars, who's completely disappeared. He's had a moment somewhere. So it's Dyson up to 8th. Trying to chase down Love Rocket. He might get that off him by the time they were a bit of a moment now. Around the parabolica from Dyson. Can he get that 7th off of Love Rocket? Oh, and there's a good battle behind them. So them two we'll have to come back to, because look at this lot coming through. In fact, we will stick with this. Let's see. Dyson's going to have an attack. In fact, he's got past Easy well before the right-hander. So up to 7th goes Dyson. Love Rocket 8th. And then Chuck heading this next group up. So Chuck's got himself through, and 9th, obviously. Help from his teammate there. 4 cars. Look at this. As they go through, there's Paul, there's Moz, Chuck, Molson. All 4 of them all battling it out. What's going to happen here? This could be disaster up here at the chicane. Nice and clean. Oh, a little nudge from Chuck. Just knocks Paul off into the sand. Goes round. That was all a bit close. Paul come off worst there. 12th place. But Moz, 11th. With Chuck in 10th. Molson got past his teammate into 9th place. So the 2 NSXs having a good little battle here as we approach that last minute now. Wadru's going to get one more lap in. Now I'm not sure about Molson's fuel. Probably won't get one more in anyway. That should be enough to see him across. So let's just go back to our other guys. I think that might be it. Oh no, the line's a bit further back, so there it is. Incy didn't get Flash actually in the end, so Incy got 4th, Flash in 5th. Well done, Chad in 6th, Dyson finally finished in 7th, Love Rocket in 8th, Molson will get that 9th. And then Chuck and Moz having a battle. Who's going to get it? I think Chuck just about gets it. He does, just ahead of Moz. Paul in 12th. Alex is going to get that 13th. And then Jerry will bring up the rear in 14th. But this battle for 2nd is the one we want to be watching now. We know Wadru's going to take victory. It's whether, or who I should say, finishes in 2nd and who finishes in 3rd here. Thomas attacks Grasshopper up the inside at Ascari. No, Grasshopper's still there. Now what kind of run can he get out of here? Can he stay ahead of him? Let's just go back to our leader and just see him coming over. And then we'll see what happens with the 2 behind him. It's going to be victory for Wadru. Let's just see what happens here. Oh, he's still there. But well done to Wadru. Congratulations, he wins the race there. Grasshopper is just about going to hold off Thomas. Yes. Oh, good race in the end from them. So Wadru with the winner. Grasshopper 2nd, Thomas in 3rd, and then the rest. Thanks for watching. There's your race 1. Join me for race 2 soon, and I'll see you then.